Have you ever heard a story so strange that it made you wonder if it was true? What if everything you thought you knew about magic was wrong? In a village surrounded by dark, mysterious forests, there's a legend about a powerful witch. A witch whose magic is so strong, it could change the world. But no one really knows what she's like because they're all too scared to find out. But what if one brave girl decided to find out for herself? Meet Sophia. She's not afraid of old stories. And she's not afraid of magic. When everyone else runs away from the witch, she steps forward. What happens next? Well, it's not what you think. Sophia was a curious 10-year-old girl with long brown hair and bright blue eyes. She lived in a small village surrounded by thick forests. And though everyone in the village warned her to stay away from the woods, Sophia couldn't resist exploring them. The villagers spoke of a witch who lived deep in the forest. They said her magic was so strong that anyone who got too close would never return. But Sophia wasn't afraid. She didn't believe all the scary stories, and she was determined to find out the truth for herself. One afternoon, with a red scarf tied around her neck and a bag of snacks in her hand, Sophia set off into the forest. The trees seemed to grow taller as she walked deeper into the woods. The air grew cooler, and the forest became eerily quiet. Despite the growing silence around her, Sophia didn't turn back. After walking for what felt like hours, she reached a clearing. There, hidden behind thick vines and shadows, stood an old cottage. It looked abandoned and strange, but something about it drew Sophia closer. She stepped toward the door, and as soon as she touched the handle, it creaked open by itself. Out came a figure, an old woman with long, tangled gray hair and glowing green eyes. She wore a dark robe, and in her hand, she held a twisted wooden staff. The witch smiled when she saw Sophia. Well, the witch said, her voice sharp and cold. What brings a little girl to my lair? Sophia stood tall, even though she was nervous. Sophia, I came to see if the stories about you are true. Are you really as scary as everyone says? The witch chuckled, her laugh echoing in the trees. Scary? Perhaps. I have powers that no one can understand. I could turn you into a frog, or make the sky turn dark with a wave of my hand. Sophia didn't flinch. But why? Why do you use magic to scare people? The witch looked at her in surprise. No one had ever asked her that before. Because people are afraid of me, she replied softly. And when they're afraid, they leave me alone. Sophia thought about this. But maybe you don't have to scare them. You could show them that you don't want to hurt anyone. The witch stared at Sophia for a long moment, as if seeing her for the first time. Then she sighed. I've been alone for so long. Maybe I've been doing things all wrong. Sophia smiled. I think you're right. You don't have to be alone. Maybe you can change things. The witch's green eyes softened, and she raised her staff. A soft light began to glow around them, and the trees seemed to brighten. Flowers bloomed where the witch's magic had touched the ground, and the air became warmer. I'll try, the witch said. For you, little one. I will change. Sophia nodded. Thank you. With that, Sophia left the witch's lair and ran back through the forest. When she returned to her village, she told everyone what had happened. They were amazed to learn that the witch was not evil, but had simply been misunderstood. From that day on, the witch no longer used her magic to scare the villagers. Instead, she helped them, making the crops grow and keeping the village safe from danger. And Sophia, the brave girl who had spoken to the witch with kindness, became a hero in her village. And the forest, once dark and full of fear, became a place of beauty and wonder, where magic was no longer something to be afraid of, but something to be appreciated.